Hey, what's up, SMFC? Happy Monday. I'm just here on my back porch, but I wanted to bring you guys a devotional thought for today. And this thought comes from a book called In a Pit with a Lion on a Snowy Day, and it's by Mark Batterson. If you guys haven't read this book, highly recommend it. I read it for the first time when I was 18, and it's really just stuck with me ever since then, and because it has such a powerful message. So the whole theme of this book comes from 2 Samuel 23:20, and it's the story of Benaiah, and he's this great warrior. And basically the story is that he sees this lion and he chases it down in a pit on a snowy day and he kills it. And so it's this story of courage, and it's this story of trust in the Lord to be on his side. And so throughout this book, Mark talks about courage and what it looks like to look our lions in the face and chase them down, and thinking about what our fears are in our lives and what do those fears look like. And so he talks a little bit about prayer mode versus survival mode and what it looks like to live in each of those modes. And so basically survival mode is just reacting to the circumstances around you, and prayer mode is when you're proactive and you can hear the Lord's voice and you're vulnerable to that. And so, we want to be in this place of prayer mode because that's where Benaiah was in this situation. And if Benaiah had been in this survival kind of mode, then he probably would have looked at that lion and said, no thanks, I'm gonna run. And we don't want to be that. We don't want to run. We want to be able to look at those fears in the face and say, the Lord is on my side and I have the Holy Spirit, and I'm gonna run after this fear head on. And that can seem scary a lot of times. And so I really just want to encourage you guys to be vulnerable to the Lord's voice, especially when it comes to whatever fears you may have in your life. And I just kind of want to ask you guys to be thinking about, what are your lions in your life and what are your fears? And when we allow our fears to just completely engulf us, it can really paralyze us and keep us just standing in the same spot and not moving forward. And when we allow the Lord to come in, and when we stand up and stare those lions in the face, we can say, I have the Lord on my side. Who can be against me? And we've been talking through this Easter season about fear and how fear isn't final. It's what we talked about in our live stream on Wednesday, was that fear is not final. And Dale made such a good point and said something that has been sticking in my mind, that nothing can put Christ back in his grave. He is risen, he's resurrected. None of our fears, nothing that happens in our life, none of it can put him back in the grave, because he has already won the victory. And so I just want to encourage you guys with that. Christ has already won this victory. And so just be thinking about that this week. And like I said, if you haven't read this book, I highly encourage it, especially in the season of your life where you might have a little bit more time to pick up books and just read them for pleasure. But I just want to say I love you guys, and we really miss you. Once again, we say that all the time, but we really do. And we really can't wait for the day that we get to be back with you guys, because it's going to be a serious party. It's going to be awesome. So anyways, we love you guys, and we hope that you have a great week.